Does everybody know what time it is? That's right. Bigfoot Tools is proud to present Tim the Tool Man Taylor.
Thank you, honey, and thank you, everyone. Welcome to Tool Time. I am Tim the Tool Man Taylor, and you all know my assistant, Al. He's a thorn in my, sighting, Borland.
What Tim is trying to say is that it's sighting week here on Tool Time, and today we're going to be working with aluminum. Or, as I like to call it, aluminum.
You know, you're the only one that thinks it's funny putting the word Al in every sentence.
I'll be the judge of that.
Two more jokes like that, you'll be working in Al Tuna.
Sorry? All right, let's get to our installation.
Stop it, please. Last time we showed you how to install your half-inch foam board over your existing shingles. Now it's time to turn to aluminum.
That's right, and our siding comes in 12-foot lengths.
You're often going to need to cut this around lighting fixtures and faucets.
Which means you're going to have to do some measuring.
Al uses the old carpenter's adage, measure twice, cut once.
Tim's adage is never measure, cut yourself.
Overlapping these panels is an art form.
That's right, and you want to nail these panels right into the stud. Now, you can help yourself out by pre-measuring where the studs are on your old siding. Tim, however, already knows where
the stud is. Of course they do. But Al's point is well taken, because you might inadvertently nail right into a gas line.
Or water line.
Or worse yet, electrical line. Well, aluminum is a great conductor of electricity. Al? You all right, buddy? Al? Well, at least we know he's alive.
Is that Dad? That's Dad.
Yeah, he's building the sets for Randy's school play.
What does Dad know about Shakespeare?
Not as much as Shakespeare knew about tractor pulls.
My leg. Here's the mock-up of the set. The first Romeo and Juliet production where the castle's made entirely of aluminum siding.
Aluminum siding.
Yeah, I had a truckload of it. We had tons left over after tool time.
So you got aluminum siding, storm windows.
Yeah.
Since when did Romeo and Juliet move to the suburbs?
They were tired of all the sword fighting downtown. How's your paper coming?
Well...
Say no more. Had that look on my face all through college. All 8 years. Hey, Romeo, there's your set. How'd rehearsal go?
Terrible. You know how my drama teacher was 8 months pregnant? She went into labor and had to be rushed to the hospital.
How is she?
She's fine, but the play's off.
What do you mean the play's off? I planned for these sets. You can't do this to me.
Well, what do you want her to do, Tim? Put the baby back in?
Just till opening night.
Isn't there some other teacher that can take over?
Well, it's the end of the year. They're all tied up with other projects.
Randy. How would you like it if I directed your play?
I think my mom directing me in a love scene could seriously screw me up for life.
Honey, he's probably right. I'll direct.
Shakespeare's pretty deep stuff, Tim.
Oh, give me a break. To be or not to be is any deeper than does everybody know what time it is?
What about Wilson directing the play?
I don't know. Wilson can be a little bit weird.
You'll never find anybody more capable. Wilson'd be great.
Or you could take a shot and go with me.
Wilson?
You called, young Randy?
Wilson, what are you doing?
Well, I'm practicing walking on hot coals. I'm going to Greece next week for a fire walking festival.
Sounds like a hot time.
Well, it's a lot more fun than it sounds.
You know, it's too bad you're busy. I was going to ask you if you wanted to direct my school play.
Romeo and Juliet?
Yeah, the director had to drop out.
Oh, Randy, I'm so sorry. Normally, I would just jump at that chance. Oh. See, it's long been a dream of mine to direct Shakespeare.
Well, Wilson, this can make your dream come true. Not to mention my dream of kissing Sharon Leibowitz.
Well, Randy, even if I agree to do it, how do you know the school will approve?
Are you kidding me? They'll love the idea. You've got the qualities no one else has.
Oh, really? What are they?
You're available and you're not pregnant. You're incredible, Randy. Just when we thought the play was dead, you find us a new director. Well, I knew how much you wanted to play Juliet, and I couldn't let you down. I might have to hug you. I might have to let you.
Everybody, I'd like you to meet your new director, Mr. Wilson.
Well, Heidi-hoeth, my young thespians. As you can see, I brought a lot of reference books.
We're very lucky to have Mr. Wilson. With his broad knowledge of Shakespeare, I'm confident we can realize our goal.
Oh, I can assure you they'll be riveted to their seats.
Riveted, stapled, hot glued, whatever works.
All righty, class. Let us begin. Now, Randy Taylor is our young Romeo, and who, pray tell, is our Juliet?
That would be I, Sharon Leibowitz.
Well, Miss Leibowitz, in Act 1, Scene 5. Juliet falls in love with Romeo. He takes your hand, Randy, and you say...
Good Pilgrim, you do wrong your hand too much, which manly devotion shows in
Now,
this.
stop right there, Juliet. Can you tell me the significance of that line?
That I actually remembered it. All right.
Can anyone else tell me what it means? Well, now, this is very troubling. How can one act Shakespeare if one does not understand him? We'll have to start at the beginning.
The beginning of the play or the beginning of the scene?
No, the beginning of Shakespeare's life. See, in order to interpret Shakespeare, you have to have a perspective on the time in which he lived. Now, everybody gather around. Gather.
Is this guy for real?
Don't worry, I'll take care of it.
Now, Shakespeare was born at Stratford-on-Avon in 1564.
And you wrote a lot of plays, some were funny, some weren't, so let's get started. All right.
Yeah! No. Sit. I can understand what you're saying. You're not the analytical types. So we'll get right back to the play.
Great.
But first, I'd like to engage in some very basic acting exercises which will help rid you of your inhibitions. All right, now everybody can stand. Stand up on your toesies. Up on your toes, up on your toes. Put your arms at your side, arms at the side. Now flail your arms, flail in the wind, flail, Romeo, flail. Very good. Now I want you to close your eyes. Close your eyes and pretend you are a vegetable. You can be any vegetable. You can be a carrot, you can be a turnip, you can be very ambitious, you can be a radish.
Say, Thanks a lot, Randy. I thought I was going to be in a play, not in a salad.
Now, next, I want you to turn to the person next to you and give them a big hug. Oh, now, come on. Give them a big hug. Be a good neighbor. Come on. Hug,
Hey.
hug. Very good, very good.
Hey, Mom, I'm done with my homework. I'm going to the mall. Wait, hold it. I'll get my keys. I'll drive you over.
Sorry, Mom, you know the rule. You can't go to the mall until you're done with your homework.
Why are you suddenly remembering everything I've ever told you?
Because suddenly it's coming in very handy.
Tim, being a responsible parent has come back to bite me in the butt.
Well, I warned you from day one.
So did you get the sets up?
Yes, no thanks to the biology teacher. She said all the hammering is making her frogs bounce. Hey, Romeo, how's the new director?
Well, let me put it this way. 5 minutes after he arrived, I became a radish and got hugged by a big giant potato.
What is this, dinner theater?
What are you talking about?
Wilson had us doing all these stupid acting exercises.
Oh, honey, that's just, to loosen you guys up.
Yeah, well, the kids hate it and they're blaming me. If this keeps up, I'm gonna quit.
You can't quit. You made a commitment here.
Look, this is Wilson's first day. I'm sure he just wants to make sure that you guys understand the fundamentals of acting.
Well, we would have been better off with Dad directing. He never bothers to understand anything. Good night. Good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow. Sleep, dwell upon thine eyes. Peace in thy breast.
Cease, my young players. Your performances were much better this time. Sharon, did you do something different?
I took out my retainer.
And how about you, Randy? Did you do something different?
I got in touch with my inner radish.
Well, your performance was very, very crisp. But there's always room for improvement, so I want you all to go home, and tomorrow morning I want you to bring in a kitchen utensil that best personifies your character. Dismissed.
A kitchen utensil? Nice going, Randy. Hey, I just tried to get us a new director. I never thought he'd turn the play into Romeo and Juliet Child.
All right, yeah. Set it right down there. Thank you, Dave. Well, I'm putting the finishing touches on the aluminum set. What do you think?
Well, I'm thinking I won't be able to use this set.
Huh?
Damn, the suburban interpretation. It's all wrong. Why not just give Juliet a 3-car garage?
All right, I see it. I get what you mean. If we're going to go with this 3-car garage, she's Italian, doesn't want to get the Ferraris rained on. I like it.
Tim, the sets have to fit my vision.
Pardonnez-moi. I happen to be the set designer.
And I am the director?
I understand that, but I'm not some schlocky subcontractor you got up off the street. I'm an artiste.
Oh, Tim, while I respect your opinion, you are primarily a tool show host. You have no background in the theater.
Au contraire. In high school, I designed the entire Streetcar Named Desire set. And I used tuck and roll leather, and I put a big block in a streetcar. Ha!
Tim, it is my job to shape this play as I see fit and protect its integrity. I say we have to change the sets.
You want me to build new sets?
I'm afraid so, Tim, and please think 14th century. I have to reprimand the costumer. She's got Juliet in a bodice from the 15th century.
Oh, horrors.
Do I detect a note of sarcasm?
Maybe. I've spent 3 weeks on these sets. I'm not going to build new ones.
As your director, I insist you do.
Really?
Really?
Well, as your set designer, forget about it, because I quit.
Well, fine. Fine. You'll never work in this town again.
Done. Save. Freedom. Freedom.
right there is a perfect example of why kids don't want to be seen in public with their parents.
I just finished my paper, Brad. I was celebrating.
Oh, great. Now that you're done, you can help me with my English essay.
What's the assignment?
I have to write about 2 English authors.
Which ones?
I have to compare Chaucer to Bacon.
Chaucer to Bacon. Chaucer to Bacon. No contest. Chaucer is much less fat.
Yeah, I'll be up in a minute. So, how did it go at school?
Terrible. Wilson wants me to build new sets.
Are you serious after all the work you've done already?
Well, you know what they say. You can lead a horse to aluminum, but you can't force Italians into a garage.
I didn't understand a word you just said, but I'm sorry that you and Randy are having such a bad experience.
It's worse for Randy because I quit.
What do you mean you quit?
Wilson treated me like I was a nobody. He doesn't realize I am an artiste.
It's a well-kept secret. You can't quit after we told Randy that he couldn't quit.
We never told him I couldn't quit.
Okay. You tell him why it's okay for you to quit and not for him.
Dad admits it's not going to be easy.
Hey, Dad, I heard you quit.
Easier than I thought.
This is totally unfair. How come you get to quit and I don't?
Because I'm an adult. We can do a lot of things you can't do. We can drive, we can vote, and we can quit.
That's not fair.
Yeah, you're right. You kids should be able to vote.
Well, you know, I knew this play was a tragedy. I didn't think my life would turn into one.
That was real good, Tim. Made him feel a lot better. What are you going to do now?
Go talk to Wilson. You out here, Wilson?
Yes, I am, Tim, but I am kind of busy. Thanks to you, I'm not only the play's director, I'm also the set designer, along with many other jobs too numerous to mention.
I think we should talk about what happened with you and me today.
Oh, that's all right, neighbor. It was just that our visions clashed. Happens all the time in the theater. Happened with the costumer. You know, it's not easy firing an 8th grader.
You fired little Susie Harris?
Well, Tim, I had to. A Montague would never wear this to a Capulet's ball.
Wilson, don't you see what's happening here? You're driving everybody crazy.
I am.
I can't believe I'm even saying this, but you're taking all the fun out of Shakespeare.
But, Tim, my only aim was to put on a quality production.
I know that, but there might not be a production at all. A lot of kids are thinking of quitting.
They are.
Yeah, Juliet, Romeo, Cappuccino, Montezuma, everything.
Oh, I had no idea.
You're obsessed with this thing. You gotta lighten up a little bit.
Oh, Tim, I'm not sure I can do that.
Well, why not?
Because when I take on a task, it's always my nature to strive for authenticity and perfection.
You know, this brings to mind another great 20th century thinker.
Einstein.
Me. When I first started doing tool time, I was so obsessed with every spec and detail of every tool that people got fed up with me.
So what did you do?
Well, I hired Al to be the boring one, which worked out very well. I realized I had a higher purpose, to make tool usage more accessible to the common man.
So you're saying I should make Shakespeare more accessible to the students?
If you blow it with these kids, they might learn to hate the theater. And then there'll be a whole new generation of people like me.
No, well, I don't want that.
Hey, what's going on? We're talking about how we could get rid of Wilson. Well, if we get rid of him, who's going to direct?
My dad?
Your dad's going to direct. He's a plumber.
Well, greetings, my teenage troop. Does everybody have your kitchen utensil?
Yes.
Well, I want you to bring them over here. I want you to toss them in this box, and then I want you to forget about them.
Wilson, you're not making any sense.
Well, your father told me that my overzealous pedagogy would only extinguish your Elizabethan exuberance.
My
My dad said that?
Actually, he said I was being a jackass.
That's Dad.
So does this mean we're actually going to rehearse today?
Yes, no analysis, no interpretation, just good old wacky Shakespearean fun. Now, I want to start at the love scene featuring one of the greatest Juliets ever to grace the stage, Miss Sharon Leibowitz.
Well, this might not be so bad after all.
Well, I told you Romeo would never let you down.
I might have to hug you again.
I might have to let you.
I might have to hug you again.
I might have to pass. Hey, Dad, he's a little big. You think Romeo can take him? Shh. Oh, I am slain.
You know, I never thought I was going to get such a kick out of Shakespeare. It's all the aluminum.
I think Wilson helped a little.
Shh. What happened to Juliet?
Just wait, just wait, just wait.
Oh, my love, my wife. Death has sucked the honey of thy breath.
Do you get the symbolism of the crypt rising to Romeo?
Yeah, it's real interesting.
It's the symbolism of the crypt rising to the ceiling.
Dad, what do I do now?
Just hold on. Don't look down. You'll throw up. Pardonnez-moi, but I am the set designer.
And I am the... Let's do it again.
Pardonnez-moi, I am the set designer.
And I am the director.
Oh, that's not close enough. Pardonnez-moi, I am the set designer.
And I am the director.
Bigger, sell it. Director. Maybe I shouldn't get so big.